Well, hello everybody. My name is Abby, and if you've been paying attention on my Instagram, you know which movie won the poll. You saw the title. We are talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey. Hold on, let me get the questions. Sorry about that. I guess I should have thought beforehand. All right. Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because Noah here didn't like Dr. Strangelove, another Kubrick movie. And we watched a Kubrick movie today, and has your opinion on Kubrick changed?
Well, I was more so respecting him as a director, or from a distance. It's more so that Strangelove wasn't really the material that brought out the best of Kubrick as a director.
Yeah.
With 2001, it's a lot more obvious to see why it's such an influential piece of cinema.
Yeah, I mean, it influenced Star Wars. That's all you need to know.
Well,
not all, but like one thing you need to know.
Well, its influence can also pops up in other places. If you know where to look, you'll see references to it in End of Evangelion as well.
And some comedies like Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Futurama. And, okay, I don't think we should do the character thing, I don't think we should have our usual discussion.
Yeah,
because
it's not that kind of movie.
It's not that kind of movie. It's a think piece. It's a out-of-body experience.
Yeah, the way I see it is it's sort of like this metatextual commentary on human nature.
Yeah.
And how the universe is just too big for humanity to fully comprehend despite our best efforts.
Yeah, and I heard the film described as mostly about evolution of mankind. Would you say that?
Yeah, I'd say that's an accurate way to describe it. It starts with the dawn of man and concludes with human transcendence.
Starts with the apes, concludes with the Star Child. Yeah. So, if you would like to see us get, philosophical and existential in this video, then keep watching. And if you don't want to see that, well, you've come to the wrong place, I guess.
Well, it's kind of difficult to really discuss philosophy because, especially in this format.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Before we watched the movie, I was talking about, I had a dream about the Stargate sequence before I watched the movie. And then when the actual Stargate sequence came up in the movie, I was, writhing around and squirming and stimming like crazy. Yeah, it was very, very, unnerving, let's say that.
Well, I can't speak from experience, but I wouldn't be surprised if you basically just had some kind of acid-free acid trip.
Probably.
And the visuals were very on point for such a description.
Yeah, like I keep saying, the movie was like an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, I mean, it got to the point where it lost me, and that doesn't usually happen.
Yeah. I remember you saying when we were halfway through the Stargate, you said, "Now I don't even know what they're showing on screen."
Yeah, I mean that was at the point where they started using those visual filters over.
Yeah, the flyover footage.
Yeah, over actual geography.
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of flyovers and geography, at the beginning of the movie, I had to look up where they were filming, and it turns out they were filming in Namibia, which is African country.
Would you happen to know which part of Africa specifically?
I said Namibia.
No, I mean Northern Africa,
Oh,
Southern
Northwestern,
Africa.
I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'd say that kind of lines up.
Yeah, Northwestern. Yeah, and I was actually really impressed that they were able to do the whole movie without any CG.
Well, they do
I know,
get
it was
around
before.
that. They do get around that with some smart edits.
Yeah, some cropping and some wire work and all that.
Yeah, they actually pulled that kind of trickery in the Boris Karloff Mummy movie with Imhotep's disintegration.
Cool.
Basically, they cut to him at different stages in the process, and cut to the other actors reacting, so that way they don't have to show the actual disintegration.
Yeah. What do you think was the best music piece in the film? I always took a liking to every single piece that Lieti composed.
In terms of effect, I'd say the Requiem.
The Kyrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always gravitated towards that particular part. Aventure and Lux Eterna, those were always pretty good, but the Kyrie was always the highlight of the three Ligeti selections.
Although I will say I'm particularly curious to see if there's a cut of the film with the originally intended score.
Why don't you tell them about that?
Yeah, because the short version is that Cooper commissioned a score for the movie, but decided not to use it after his test audience responded well to the placeholder soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean
which is the version used in the final release.
Yes, exactly. It's the I think it would be more effective with the classical score than with an original score.
Well, I'm always down to see different interpretations of a work.
Yeah. That's interesting, yeah. Also, at the tail end of the movie, before in the hotel room, I was like, this would be very luxurious to actually live in. You know, with like the holographic tiles and the marble statues. In fact, I wasn't too shocked to learn that there was a Smithsonian exhibit 6 years ago that recreated the whole thing.
That would have been something neat to see.
Yeah, unfortunately, 6 years ago, I couldn't go to the Smithsonian because I wasn't there.
Yeah. You never know. So there are other cool things
I know.
still get to see in the world.
I know. There's a lot of cool things, like the Natural History Museum. I have been there in New York. Yeah,
there's also a Shin Godzilla zip ride.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, which you ride into Shin Godzilla's mouth.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, what do you think was the best part of the movie? And the worst part?
The best part of the movie. I have to say I was impressed with the way they executed that and how going rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they did. There was no use of gore, just smart cuts.
Yeah. My favorite part of the movie had to be the accuracy of the man in space thing. Like, there's no sound in space, there's no explosions in space, all that stuff.
Well, they do have to bend in certain places.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, because the actors give the impression that the moon has the same gravity that Earth does.
Yes. And also, speaking of that moon scene, when they were taking a photo with the monolith behind them, I was like, don't do that. You don't know what it is. And then there was a big high-pitched sound, and I was like, there, you see?
Yes, it's almost like it's not supposed to be a widely documented thing.
Yeah. Humans are not supposed to know about this. It's why people think we're keeping aliens in Area 51. Or SCPs. It's something that we humans are not supposed to know about.
Well,
do you know what an SCP is?
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, it's like something that we as the general public should not know about. So I'm guessing the monolith could be
that
entire
concept's basically a Doctor Who fandom offshoot.
Yeah.
I mean, it started with the Weeping Angels, for crying out loud.
Yeah, kind of. But still.
Yeah, but as for the worst part of the movie, I can't exactly say.
I'd probably say
not...
the pacing is probably the worst part of the movie. I know it's the whole point, just to let it sink into your mind, but I think I don't really like slow movies all that often, but this might be an exception.
Well, remind me not to take you to a Tarkovsky movie then.
Yeah. And also, I have a feeling that Star Trek the Motion Picture was trying to do what 2001 did. Sort of like make it an experience.
Well, when you consider that script was originally conceived as a TV pilot, I wouldn't be surprised if they decided that would have been a great way to start a new series with a bang.
Yeah, but Robert Wise kind of missed the mark compared to Stanley Kubrick. So yeah.
I'll have to see for myself before I make that assessment.
Well, I mean, I've seen the director's cut of the motion picture Star Trek, and it's a mixed bag, to say the least.
All right.
Okay, so any other final thoughts?
Final thoughts. It was cool to finally get to see the movie and get off my watch list.
Yeah, same here. I know my mom has seen it a couple times. Once in her high school class for her English project, or English class for high school English class, I should say. So yeah, thanks for watching us ramble on about a film that we've never seen before, and hopefully we'll probably see again. I don't know. I really don't know if we'll see it again, but just depends on.
Yeah, some films do kind of benefit from a second viewing.
Yeah, and before you ask, do not expect a review of 2010, the year that we made Contact, because I hear it's a really bad movie, and it's kind of like a leave off on the ending of 2001, and some endings are better off ambiguous, for lack of a better way to say it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed us getting existential in the first couple minutes and talking about a movie in the next couple minutes. So, enjoy the rest of your day or night or wherever you are. Enjoy everything you've got. Enjoy your life. Bye!
See you next time.